Hi, it's me JD and welcome back to my channel. Many moons ago, I did a video about foil techniques and different ways you can use foils for paper crafts and card making. In this video, I will be following up with some tips, techniques, and hacks for using foil in your crafts. You may or may not have seen some of these techniques before, but I wanted to compile some of the best tips and tricks out there for using craft foil. So sit back, subscribe, and let the foiling begin.
When you're working with craft foil, there are two main varieties. The first of which is this really thin Deco foil. That's my favorite brand of craft foil. And they come in these tubes or they can come in a packet. And inside of them, they're really thin sheets of craft foil. You can also work with foil cardstock. Now this is a much heavier weight than the craft foil I showed before, and it's sturdier. With some brands you might not get the shine or glossiness as with craft foil, but this is still a beautiful foil to work with. All of the techniques and hacks I'll be showing you today do not require any heat. So for this first one, you do need some sort of die cutting machine and an embossing folder. I have this really cool geometric embossing folder, and I'll put my cardstock inside. You'll have to pay attention to what the requirements are for your machine as far as making the embossing sandwich. And then you'll run that through your die cutting machine. And what you get is this impression of the embossing folder, which makes the foil absolutely stunning. You'll also be able to do this type of technique with craft foil as well. And remember I said craft foil is that really thin sheets of foil. And with my Spellbinders die cutting machine and this embossing folder, I was able to make an impression on this craft foil without cutting it. So just pay attention to what your requirements are. You might want to do a test run first, but you still get the same effect when you run your craft foil through an embossing folder. Now, like I said, it's really thin, so in order to stabilize this, I like to add it to a piece of cardstock. To do this, I like to add little dots or lines of liquid adhesive and kind of spread it on thin and flat, because with this thin craft foil, the glue might show up through the other side, and we wouldn't want that. So I just stuck it in the corners and stuck it on a piece of cardstock. For this next no heat foiling technique, I kind of found it out by accident. So I was working with this craft foil, and when you open the tube and take a sheet out, you realize that it's really delicate, and like the slightest touch might leave an imperfection on it. Hello, cameo by me, by the way. For this handmade card idea, I knew I wanted to die cut a snowflake. So I'm just going to cut a piece down to size. And before I run it through my die cutting machine, in order to get that great texture, I'm just going to take the foil and basically crinkle it up. So if you think you messed up on a piece of foil, no worries, it can still be salvaged, because once you crinkle it, there's still this interesting texture that you make, and it's still workable. So I'm going to place my die on top and run that through my die cutting machine, and it still cuts pretty well. However, with this foil, it might stick to your die cutting plates, but it shouldn't rip. You just got to be really careful, and then perhaps take it out very slowly and very carefully. I used a craft knife to help peel this up. If you're looking to foil your stamped images without the use of any heat or laminators, then this is a great foiling hack for you. Now this technique works best with solid, simple images. In my case, I'm going to use these Christmas trees. And I'm going to ink them up and stamp them in a light ink, or what I thought was a light ink. It actually, it's a little darker than I realized, but not to worry, we're going to be covering this up with foil. So once you've got your images all stamped, I'm going to use this glue pen. I'm going to squeeze out a little bit on some scrap paper just to test it out. And as you squeeze it out, the liquid adhesive comes out very slowly, but still a solid amount, and you want to cover your stamped image in this glue. You want to set it aside for a few minutes to dry somewhat clear, and once it dries, it's still a little tacky, and that's when you put your foil on top and burnish that foil in there. You want to put the foil pretty side up, burnish all of that onto your stamped images. You'll want to press down hard to get as much coverage as possible. So run your fingers through it, run your palm through it, push down. You'll need some decent pressure there. And then when you think you're ready, you can peel up the foil. And if you don't get all of the coverage you wanted, not to worry. You can always just go back with some more of that glue pen and then set this aside to dry. Clearly, I was a little impatient, so not all of the areas were covered. So I will set this aside to really dry and then go back and place some of that leftover foil over top. What I've learned after working with foil is that you always want to save the scraps until you're completely done with your project, because there's always ways you can reuse them or apply them to something else. So with this card front, I'm just going to stamp my sentiment over top, and this card should be finished. And if you have a stash of neutral colored foils such as silver or white, then did you know you can color on it to change color? I'm using some Copic markers to just change the edges of this foil cardstock. Again, this is the foil cardstock from Tonic Studios. And you might want to set it aside to dry a little since the surface is a little glossy, but it's a really quick and easy way to add some color and perhaps change up the look of your foil. To complete this snowflake, I'm just going to add another die cut snowflake from the same die set, and this card is almost complete. For this next foiling technique, or hack I should say, I received this Glacier Paste a while back and I've just now come around to play with it. I didn't realize how interesting it was until I saw Amy from Prairie Paper and Ink use this Glacier Paste, because I thought it was like Tonic's like glitter paste, where it was kind of gritty and still pretty to work with, but it wasn't going to be smooth. So I saw her do a card video on it and I thought, well, wow, I have to try it out now. And so I'm using a stencil over my cardstock. I'll hold it down with some purple tape. Then using a palette knife over my easy clean surface, I'm going to scoop out a dollop and spread it all over the stencil. Now the texture of this paste is very smooth. I feel like it would be really easy to work with. There's not too bad of a smell, and it's much easier to clean off the stencil than their regular glitter paste. And now that I've got it all applied on there, it's time for the peel reveal. And the result is this raised foil effect on your cardstock. And this will be really pretty with tone on tone as well. One reason I like working with foil cardstock is because of its sturdiness. For this DIY card idea, I'm going to die cut out of the cardstock and have it be the note card as well, since it's white on the inside and foil on the outside. I can do this because the cardstock is of heavier weight and it won't buckle or deteriorate when I run it through a die cutting machine. So now that I have my die cut window, I'm going to be placing a piece of foil behind it, because foil on foil, why not? This is perhaps one of the easiest ways to apply foil to your paper crafts without using any heat. You just stick it on behind something. I'll be using some double-sided adhesive to tape this down because I don't want any mess from liquid glue, especially with this delicate craft foil. I'll peel off the backing and then just stick this piece right on the back of my window. This is a simple and easy tip to quickly add some foil without any heat. So it'd be great for, shaker cards or die cut letters or anything, any kind of window for your handmade cards. Now, if you're worried about the inside, you simply just take another piece of cardstock, cut it down to size, and hide all of that mess. And if you lay it down crooked like I did and just cut off the excess, no one will ever know it happened. Another way to add foil that doesn't require any heat or laminator is to use Gilding Flakes. Now with Gilding Flakes, you'll need some really strong double-sided tape. I'm going back to my good old score tape. After making a striped background with the tape, I'm just going to go back and cut off all that excess tape because I don't need it. I picked out a shade of craft foil that I'll be using, and then I will peel off one of the stripes of tape and then stick my craft foil on top, pretty side up of course, and burnish that in there, and the tape will pick up that foil, and what you're left with is a nice foiled stripe. This is one of my favorite ways to easily add foil without using any heat. Now I know what you're thinking, I've already seen this. This was in the first video, I know. I just wanted to combine a couple of techniques here because I wanted to use this really pretty blue foil for my card. And you'll notice I left some stripes uncovered because that's where the gilding flakes will come in. This technique definitely is no heat, but it is full messy. So I like to use an empty box to place my project in. You'll definitely want to turn off all the fans, and if you're coughing or sneezing that day, maybe skip this project, because once you peel off all of this tape and then you open that jar of gilding flakes, you'll realize just how delicate these are. These little flakes just get everywhere. So I'm using a stiff brush to help apply these gilding flakes to where I place my double-sided tape. The flakes will stick to the tape, and as you keep brushing it on back and forth, it'll eventually smooth out. And the result is a beautiful textured foil effect. It's not 100% smooth, but it makes it look cooler because it looks like aged foil. And now let's recap all of these cards. Some I kept really simple because I wanted the texture of the foil to be the main focal point. Others I add a little stamped sentiment and perhaps some more die cuts on there. But as you can see, there's a lot of shine, a lot of glimmer to these cards. I think they are so fabulous, and I love that they required no heat at all. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys like this video, you want to see more foiling videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.